All right, and we are back with the last and final video of the kingdom notes. All right, so just as a review for everything that we've talked about so far with the kingdoms in the domain Eukarya, we got plants, fungi, and animals. So plants is in the upper left, fungi is in the upper right, animals are in the bottom. So again, plants are chloroplasts, autotrophs, they have cellulose. Fungi are cells with cell walls with chitin, mostly multicellular, but some are unicellular like yeast. Decomposers, they absorb their food. Animals ingest their food and they have no cell wall or chloroplasts. Plants and animals are both multicellular. Fungi and animals are both heterotrophs. Fungi and plants both have cell walls, even though they're kind of different. And then they all are eukaryotes. Eukaryotic cells is because they are all in the domain Eukarya. All right, so for the last and final kingdom is Protista. So again, because it's in the domain Eukarya, it is eukaryotic. Now, most protists are unicellular, which means that they're single-celled organisms. They are autotrophic, heterotrophic, or both. Some of these protists are going to be both heterotrophic and autotrophic, depending on the time of day. Now, protists can be animal-like, plant-like, or fungus-like, and we'll get into that in a second. Okay, so again, they're eukaryotes. They're mostly unicellular. Some will have chloroplasts. Those will do autotrophic, getting energy as an autotroph. They do not have cell walls. So like animals, they don't have a cell wall. All right, they get their food. Again, some are going to be autotrophs, some are heterotrophs, some are both. And again, we'll get into that later on in this presentation. So reproduction, mostly sexual reproduction for these guys instead of asexual reproduction. Locomotion, the animal-like protists can actually move around, and we'll talk about how those move around in a second in the next slide. So fun fact, these are a junk drawer kingdom, which means pretty much anything that doesn't fall into the other three kingdoms goes into the protist kingdom. It's just the way it is. It's the oddball. Anything that doesn't fit goes there. Again, they can be animal-like, plant-like, or fungus-like. The only reason they don't go in there is because, they're unicellular and plants and animals are multicellular. So main difference, they could be fungus-like and not have a cell wall. So it doesn't really fit in its position. All right. So it's the junk drawer. Okay. So protists include a type of protist called a protozoa. So these are animal-like protists. They're forming groups and they're based on their movement. And we'll get into that in the next slide. But as you can see, these four protists, protozoas, look different, very different from each other. Okay, so the amoeba is a pseudo-footed or pseudopod false-footed organism. They kind of move around blob-like. Okay, they use their blobbiness as like feet to move around. Parameciums use cilia to move around, which is just teeny, teeny, tiny hairs. You can see those in yellow on this picture. And then the euglena, which are going to use flagella, which is just the one long tail instead of having teeny, tiny little hairs like cilia. And then the fourth one are these spherical ones right here. These do not move. All right, and then last, the euglena is special because during the day, they're autotrophs. They're going to use the sun to create their energy. They're going to use the chloroplasts that they have. But at night, they actually will become predators and engulf their prey. So they can actually do both. All right. So this is the end of the presentation. This is the end of all the kingdoms. Now, again, if you have any questions, please ask your biology teacher. Send them a message through Google Classroom or through the Remind if they have one. All right. So have a great 2 weeks without coming into school, but doing school virtually. Hope this was informative. If you need any help, please let your biology teacher know, and you will have some assignments that go with these PowerPoint presentations as well. All right. Have a nice day.